water travelers. This is going to be your elemental water reading for June 2022. This will be for the water signs of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. This is a general reading and the messages will not resonate with everyone. I suggest that you go back and look at your respective moon and rising readings here in the elementals. And if you'd like to take a look at your own personal situation that requires a private reading, you can click on the little eye on the card that's going to show up here near the end of the video. That will take you directly over to my website. My dog just busted in. Hold on one second. Come on, Luke. Come on. Out. No, you guys can't come in. I'm almost done. Come on. Come on. Out. Thank you. Okay. He busted in like the police. Okay. And so you click on the little eye that'll take you over to the website. When you get there, look for tarot consultations. Beneath that, you'll see my methods of delivery. There's a section on how to book with me because there's specific information that I ask for on the form. And then underneath that, I have several reading packages. Now, we are in the 6th month of 2022, June, can you believe that? Which means we have 6 months left in the year. And in August, we're going to be moving roughly into what's known as retrograde season. And this is where 7 of the 9 planets pretty much are in retrograde. I wrote an article about that. If you're a website member, you can get on over there and read it if you haven't logged in a while. And it's always good to know ahead of time what planets are going to be moving where and what they're going to be doing and what the factors are. And astrology gives you that ability to look ahead in time. This is good. Also, we have just the month of May hosted 3 moons. We had 2 new moons, and then on the 15th of May we had our full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio. So on May 14th, June 15th, I can't get it straight, we will be having our Sagittarius full moon, okay? And so if there are any decisions that you need to make, please try not to make a decision 3 days leading up to 3 days before the full moon and 3 days after, because full moons are highly emotional moons. You never want to make a decision when you're angry, sad, upset, whatever, fearful, okay? Give it some time and then sleep on it. I am working on the monthly individual tarot readings. I'm hoping to be finished with them by this weekend. My mom is still here. But I will be letting you guys know that in a newsletter. I'm going to go ahead and send out a newsletter here in a few days, okay? I'm working on it. So with that being said, I have with me today the Radiant White deck. I have 2 cards of clarification, or 2 decks rather. This is the Levita Sibila, but also the Petite Etiela deck. Okay, and I don't know which one I'll be using. And I have a sense I haven't had to pull any cards thus far for clarification, but I think on this one I will, because as I was shuffling, I had a card present itself. And then you'll get an opportunity to wrap the reading up with the Golden Nostradamus. As I said, I've been shuffling and meditating on your sign, on the glyph, the water glyph. And this is what came out. The reverse 4 of Pentacles. Now, this is an interesting card, because the reverse 4 of Pentacles can be this idea of being too attached to the material world. In other words, you're more concerned with how you look than how you are as a person. Maybe you spend a lot of money trying to impress people. It can be an indication, I've seen it show up sometimes, where there may be a passing in your family and someone leaves you an inheritance. I have seen it show up when it talks about someone being stingy, envious, jealous, and greedy, okay? But I think more importantly, what has always stood out for me about the reverse 4 of Pentacles is this idea of money being equated to love. And what I mean by that is money has a value, and when people love you, they value you. So this could be the idea that you're dealing with someone who, as I always say, if they're not willing to share their money with you, then they're not willing to share anything else. Their time, their emotions. So this could be emotional miserliness, okay? Now, unfortunately, reverse cards don't necessarily speak to me this way, but this is how the card came out, so I just gave you that up front. But I'm going to turn it right side up so that it'll start talking with the rest of the cards when I lay them down. But remember, it actually showed up like this, okay? So this is what is, I'm going to leave it. This, and then I'll turn it as I lay the cards. This is what is at the heart of our situation here. Let me see if I can get move my light back because it looks awfully bright on the cards. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So let me go ahead and shuffle the rest of the cards. Oh, well, that one presented itself. Let me just put one more. Oh, well, it's dealing itself. So let's just stop. Because this is what is at the foundation. Oh, 2 cards were underneath. Would you look at that? Isn't that something? What is the possible energy of the near and distant past? The Ace of Swords. That's still so bright you can't see it. So once I put it down. So then this is going to be the energy of the unknown factor coming in for June. The 5 of Cups. And then what is the possible energy of the near and distant future moving into July? It is the 2 of Cups. That's quite interesting. This definitely has to do with either a domestic situation, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say perhaps it may even be a property issue. Okay? What is over the whole reading? The Justice card. A legal issue of some sort. Well, isn't that something? There are no major arcana in this spread. And what I have are 2 cups, 2 coins, and a sword. Thoughts, emotions, and the doing. Well, let me turn this card back right side up. I gave you that interpretation. I'm going to turn it back. I think what I find to be interesting is that this coin is now falling down here to make the 8 of Pentacles. Okay? In fact, it doubles. 4 and then 4 gives me 8. So, the 8 of Pentacles is known as, first of all, it's a money card. 8s are always positive, and they tell you that things are about to move. That if things have been static, because sometimes this card can be about stagnancy, not moving or changing your position, whatever the case may be. It is a 4, normally looked at as a stable situation or stable foundation. But then it doubles. It becomes an 8 of Pentacles. Okay? That's really interesting, and there's something that the cards are trying to tell me that I'm not picking up just yet. So, the 8 of Pentacles is the card of making money. The guy's literally making money. It is the card of the apprentice. So this could be going back to school, learning a new, skill. It can be the idea of being an intern. It is about repetition. It is about doing the same thing over and over again until you perfect it. But then comes the Ace of Swords from the past here. I'm looking at it across this way. Now, the Ace of Swords is the most powerful ace in the tarot deck. And you can always best believe that when the Ace of Swords shows up, there is a change coming. And it's going to be something major. Now, traditionally or in ancient times, this was a card of the, traditional proposal for marriage. Here you have the crown that looks like a ring over the sword there. Okay, but the Ace of Swords is about clarity, clear thinking, using all of your mental facilities, rationality, logic, all right, being able to communicate, because that's what the swords represent: thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, ideas, and communication. However, the thing about the Ace of Swords is it is a sword. It is a cutting instrument. So therefore, it can cut both ways. So this could be the idea of excessive worry, the excessive degree of everything. Maybe you're in a fight with somebody about something and you're trying to match wits and outdo each other. Something here. We see this leads into the unknown factor coming in of the Three of Cups. Crying over spilt milk or crying over things of the past. Sadness, remorse, regret, maybe even guilt. But I call that cup the Two of Cups in disguise. Because if you look behind this figure, he's got those two cups. So this is about shrugging off that cape of despair or the dark shadow that seems to be around you and turn around and face what you have. You have two cups, which is so odd because it ends in the Two of Cups. Okay? Now, the Two of Cups is, most people, I would say, a lot of readers that I see here on YouTube, only speak about this card in terms of a romantic relationship. And that's not correct. It is simply about the idea of partnership. And the kind of partnership in which you are valued, you are respected, you have a mental affinity for each other. Your health improves. You are better with that person than without that person. The two of you kind of melding together. And when I say the health portion, see the caduceus there. The joy of maybe dating or sex and or creativity. Leo, the lion, the fifth house being represented here as well. And so I'm looking at these houses here, these buildings in the background. Each one has, see, there's a house. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, building, dwelling. There's one kind of hidden way back there on the hill, right there, red roof. Here we see a cityscape, but he's outside of the city. And well, this guy is in a cityscape, but he too is outside the city. So that whole idea, like I was saying, maybe this is about it's domestic situation and or it is about property. Now, what I'm going to do, here's the Justice card. And the Justice card talks about just that, justice. Now, there are two types of justice. There's karmic justice and there's secular justice, right? So karmic justice could be the idea that, you reap what you sow. Okay? And then the secular justice can be literally going to court and somebody making a decision. Well, sometimes when we go to court or there's a legal battle, maybe we end up getting the short end of the stick, and we don't think that's fair. We've come to court with our proof. We think we've proved, but the judge says no. That's not right, and I'm going to side with this person, or you're only going to get a quarter of what you're asking for. And we may think that we're being cheated and that's unfair, but justice says that it is fair. Okay, even if we feel we got the short end of the stick, the reason why it's fair is because that's the universe's way of saying, okay, that's over and done with. Now it's time for you to move on. But sometimes you have people who don't want to do that. Okay, they want to fight to the bitter end. They want to come back and appeal and do X, Y, and Z. But the other thing about justice is it says that, hold on. It is about balance, rationality, and fairness. You know how justice is blind, so they say, well, here the justice is not blind. Okay, not blindfolded. So we're weighing, there's just something that we're going to have to weigh up here. Underneath that card, I just saw the devil. This could be obsession. It could be power and control issues. What this says is that it is implying that there is a fair and just decision which has been made after a situation has been fully investigated. It tells that justice has been served. It asks that you rely upon your intuition and go ahead with plans. Do not allow anyone to sway you from your path or influence you against your better judgment. Okay, even though this is justice, it tells of a focus on matters concerning law or partnerships. Now it says, if you are in the throes of obtaining justice, especially with legal documents, solicitors, and all types of legal actions, the outcome can be successful. Talking about a new work or whatever, if it relates to career choice, it leans favorably towards social work, the police force, careers involving legal issues, and governmental departments. All right, that's what that says. But it is this card. And let me give you some of the interpretations perhaps that you are not aware of that the Two of Cups speaks about. Okay? Just going to throw out a few here for you. New friendships or new romance. We know that. The sharing of gifts. It can tell of perhaps a reconciliation. It may be signifying contractual agreements in an existing relationship that has undergone some difficulties, tests, and trials. Oh, I'm sorry. It signifies contractual agreements and or meetings between business partners is imminent. It indicates good, solid ideas that pass between two people and shows a balance of idea and plans with a kindred soul. It is indicative of solid, logical ideas being discussed between two people. Open and honest communication between the two people is involved. Cooperation you will receive from someone will give you a huge boost on many levels. But it also says you can expect a message. It is a message that you get about an unexpected letter, message, or information is on its way to you. To expect a surprise in the form of a gift, celebration, or letter. It can also represent an unexpected gift or event. Now remember I was talking about maybe that someone passing and leaving you some money? Don't know. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull Sabila's on this reverse Four of Pentacles here. I think this is the key to everything. It falls right in the center. Because sometimes that card can be about a loss, financial loss. But I don't think that's what this is. The Lanamika. The enemy, someone unknown to you, but in your circle of acquaintances, okay? This is the person who will get you to trust them so that you can be vulnerable and give them all your secrets, and then they'll turn around and use it against you. Typically, the person may be jealous or envious. Sometimes it will show up like an ex-wife or an ex-girlfriend with an axe to grind. Conversations, another Ace of Cups. So this says that she is talking about, I don't know, thinking. Now this is an odd card to come out because it really just represents the idea of thinking about something, giving meditation. So why she's talking about that, I don't know. It's quite an interesting card. Now, sometimes the conversation can just be that. Meetings, where you are sitting around talking to people. It can imply just having conversations, particularly in situations or settings where you're sitting down at a table. So restaurants, coffee places, someone's house. Okay, it's not a bar. There's another card for that. All right. So I'm wondering if what the cards are saying says that she is talking about thoughts. Now, what those thoughts are, I don't know. But she is very difficult to unmask. And sometimes, depending on the situation, this card, I've seen it show up, the Lanomika, as you being your own worst enemy. Okay? But definitely, there's someone around you or in the midst of you whom you yourself may be having conversations with, or you may be thinking about going and meeting this person to have conversation with. In which case, I say to you, be careful, because it's only going to bring you heartache and regret. Okay? I don't see the gossip card. So I'm going to come over here to the and pull 3 cards on this, just to see if I can get any more information. So that's an odd 3 set of cards there. The robed man. This is you, air signs. That's a carte blanche that represents you. And then it is the card of gold. Reading the E meaning to the left of this card, it indicates a fall. In other words, some type of calamitous event. Hold on one second. And here we have this robed man. King of Spades. Perhaps an air sign. Quite interesting. So, one second. The 10 of Diamonds. It says about a downfall. Big, bad, and where? Well, this is the question. I don't know if this downfall is going to... Maybe she is discussing things about you behind your back. But it definitely speaks about a fall. Now, is that the fall of her? Or is it the fall of you? I don't know. That would require a personal reading if you recognize this situation. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to... I think even what's more interesting is both of these kings are faced, or male figures are faced this way. Even here. And even here. Interesting. So it's definitely related to you. Normally, this gold card here would talk about money for you. But this says a fall. I don't know. So here is your Golden Nostradamus card. That's the card that wants to come out. Interesting. Number 7. I don't know if you can see him. It almost looks a bit like Cupid and the Justice card rolled into one, does it not? Cupid. No matter how strong the force of reason, it is worth naught when love is in season. In other words, you lose your mind when you fall in love. Love is on its way, and with it passion or the transformation of negative passions into positive ones. Potential transformation of hopes into love that could bring into your life. So, I don't know if maybe this is telling me that maybe this might be your ex and you guys might be reconciling. I don't know. What I can say to you, right, because if this is you here, okay, then maybe that's what that's saying. I have always looked at her as the rival. And so, who knows? That is what I have for you, water signs. I know that's kind of confusing, but you recognize that situation, you're going to have to get a personal reading because I can't give you any more than that. And so until next time, be well, stay safe, and namaste. Bye.